Hello there and welcome back to the bar. It's good to have you back again for the final bar chat in this series, which is all about delivering successful transformation. We've looked at 9 steps that you can take to help you on your journey to delivering transformation successfully. This is the 10th and final step that we're going to look at in this series. And what I want to focus on today is really all about how you customize your performance reporting on your transformation program to your key stakeholders. So one of the mistakes that I see many companies making is that they have a single report that goes out to each of the key stakeholders. In fact, it goes out everywhere, a single report on the program. And the problem with that is that every stakeholder is slightly different. And generally, the key stakeholders are people that are sitting in the board of directors. They're right up at the top of the business. And it's their functions that you need to have on board. It's their functions that when there's a problem, when there is an issue on the program, it's their function that is the function that you need in order to help resolve that issue. But it may not be their top priority. In fact, it may be way down on their priority list because they've got to hit their numbers for this month or whatever it is. So you've got to come up with ways of attracting their attention and keeping them engaged in where the program is and the performance of the program. But you've also got to come up with ways of making them feel accountable for their part of the program so that they go and resolve that issue or that risk or whatever it might be. And if you look at key stakeholders, you've got a boardroom with 10 people in it, 10 people on a typical boardroom or whatever it might be. Not many of those stakeholders are going to be that interested in project or program methodology. And in fact, they're going to have different interests in the transformation program itself because they've got different focal points within the business. So they won't all be interested in everything. They're going to be interested in what's interesting for them personally. And one of the things that they tend to be fairly simple souls who what they don't want is, as far as reporting and performance reporting is concerned, is reams of project packs. I was with a client last week who was telling me about their project reporting. And one part of their portfolio was being reported on. And the pack for that one part of the portfolio each month was 75 pages long. And it had loads of text for each of the programs sitting in that portfolio. So it was built on PowerPoint slides and it had different sections. And it had an executive summary and it had achievements this month and planned for next month and all the normal things and some RAG status, etc. But when I asked people around the business how often they actually read that 75-page report, I'm talking about the key stakeholders, not one of them said that they read the report. Not one. So all of that energy, all of that resource, all of that focus, pulling that pack together, is making no positive outcome at all for the transformation program, or in their case, the portfolio. And generally, they're fairly simple souls, so they don't have much time. So whatever you're reporting, your performance reporting's got to land within seconds. You can't expect they're going to spend half an hour or an hour reading through your report. It needs to land within seconds. So number one, it's got to be really concise. Number one, they tend to operate better with visual. So they will be drawn to the RAG status and they might be drawn to the the scale of the risk. So if a really significant risk has got a high score and that score is red, they may be drawn to that red score on the risk. But that's the level we're talking about. So it's going to be really simple. They're going to be drawn to the top 3 issues or escalations or points, executive level points that need to be made. They are not going to read all the paraphernalia that goes around it. That might be useful for someone else, but for your key stakeholders, they're not going to read it, or you should be thinking they're not going to read it. But they will read 3 bullets, 3 straightforward escalations, my top 3 escalations for the month. If one of those bullets captures their attention, they are far more likely to go into the next level of detail. But if you've got too much detail on that very top level, you will lose your senior execs, your senior stakeholders. The other thing they tend to say is, tell me what I need to know. Don't wait for me. Don't expect me to wade through your 75 pages of project reporting on your transformation program. Tell me what I need to know. If you're the PMO, that's what I expect. I expect you to validate the reporting and the information across the program, and you to alert me. You tell me what I need to know. So if there are 2 things on this month's report across the whole transformation program that I need to know, I expect you as the PMO, if you send me information or you come up with a method of making me engage with those 2 things and take away all the fog, all the other stuff that's being reported, I will find that incredibly valuable. I will find that a really, really valuable service from the PMO. So in my world, for those key stakeholders, simple is actually much, much better. The less information you give me and the more relevant it is to me and my world and what I need to be worrying about, then the more value I think I'm going to be getting from you as a PMO or as a portfolio management office or a transformation program office. So keep it simple, keep it visual, keep it concise, and make it relevant to the individual that you're communicating with, particularly at that key stakeholder level. And hopefully your transformation program's chances of success will go up. Thank you very much.